because we came from a place where there was no games like that. Like everything disappeared. So to see all these different flavors exist within the community is amazing. Like one weekend you want to go out and pretend to be a SWAT team and you're taking hostages or saving hostages, and the next week you just want to go out and run around and just do whatever you can. The options are all there. So I think that's a really good thing to have in the community right now. And I think from what I've learned, like I haven't been playing for a super long time, but games have come like a long way in the past couple of years, like with like actors and props and everything. Like it's great to hear.
It has lots of diversity, which is good. We need that.
100%.
Well, you never want a monopoly, because once you get a monopoly and you have one game type that runs everything, it just
done.
It gets sick.
Stale.
It
exactly.
gets stale, done, and then everybody loses interest. You have to keep people's interest. That it is entertainment in the end. Like you're not.
That's what we're in. Yeah. Entertainment business.
I also think that's kind of another reason, and we'll get into that a little bit in tonight's episode, but I think that's also why we have, like last couple weeks ago, we had Andrew Mitchell on here, and now with you, Lou, you both have two styles of events that you run. You have one that's more for the not so much the beginners, but introducing new people that haven't maybe played a big game before, and they've done just lots of walk-ons and stuff like that, and they want to experience the next level, but they don't really think they're prepared and ready for it. So you guys each have like an entry-level type game for them, which is the GOTA Takeover series, or with Andrew Mitchell, the Big Igloo, and then we have his Under No Flag, and we have your GOTA versus the World. So when you're planning these little events, are you trying new things in the smaller games and then seeing if you can incorporate it and run with it if people enjoy it in the big game, or do you just keep stuff like that separate?
I try to I evolve every game. So I've been running events 6 years now, and I think that maybe only 2 or 3 of them have been a copy and paste where I haven't modified a rule or added something new to it. I listen to complaints. I hear a lot of things through the woods, we'll say, and that's when I decide, okay, let's try this, and then I ask for feedback, and I get positive feedback. If I get negative feedback, we go where we go. Right?
That's cool.
Forever evolving.
Absolutely. And that's the way to be. Again, like Pat was just saying, keeps things from being stale, keeps things moving, keeps you growing, keeps the sport growing, keeps everybody interested or intrigued to want to come back next time to see, because listen, this one blew us away. What's he have in store for us next game? And we're going to get into that, ladies and gentlemen, because we've been, for about a year now, we've been trying to get Lou here on the show. He's just a busy man doing things, getting things going on, just everyday life. And that happens, but we finally got him on here. This is episode 9 of Through the Haze podcast. And we are sitting down with our man, Lou Suffa. And I was pronouncing it wrong one time. And then Lou, you corrected me when we were up at your last event there. You were like, no, this is how. I was like, oh, okay, I got you. Yeah. So, yeah, and it explains kind of like the theme behind your team and everything. But with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are just getting to know Lou a little bit more. So I can't give him the proper introduction that he needs, but Pat can give him a proper introduction. He's done a little bit more research. He knows a little bit more about Lou. They're from the same neck of the woods. So, Pat, how about I let you give us a little bit of a punch here for Lou?
We're introducing Lou Suffa, founder of GOTA airsoft team, creator of multiple of events, and all around great guy. He's been around in the community for a long time. We're going to get him on the show, and we've been trying to get this guy on, and we finally managed to coax him out. So we're going to really pick his brain tonight and get all sorts of information, all the stuff we can out of him. We're just going to soak it in. And I know he promised to reveal a couple little tidbits or secrets or surprises for his upcoming event, GOTA versus the World 4. So we're going to try to coax those out of him. And we're just going to learn a little bit more about the man, the myth, the legend tonight. And have a good time doing it.
All right. So Lou, welcome to the show. Finally, we got you on here, my man. It's an honor to have you here.
I'm honored.
Thank you. So can you give us a little bit of a little bit of a backstory on leading you up into airsoft. And now when I say a little bit of a backstory, I don't mean how a lot of people will be like, I was at a wedding or I was at a birthday party. Let's just go back a little bit further in time. Like when you were a kid growing up, were like playing games and watching movies like Rambo and like Commando and stuff like that. Was that something that you're always into, watching things like that, and then later on in life, as we started experiencing paintball, airsoft, that kind of had you gravitate towards playing and then putting on events? Can you give us some backstory on who you are and what led up to all this?
Well, you literally just spilled it.
Okay.
Yeah. I grew up in the 80s, 90s, right?
Yeah, buddy.
Watch Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, right? We all got the Terminator, Predator. Come on, right? Like, who didn't want to be Dutch? Right? But yeah, basically, I was always a fighter. I was always a little warrior, right? So getting into paintball was easy, right? Even before that, it was Nerf guns, right? I had a whole collection of them when I was a kid.
Yep.
I loved it. I loved it so much. But then, became a dad. And when I became a dad, I had to kind of put those kind of sports aside for a while. And then, every now and then I would jump back in, go play a little bit of paintball. But then it was the first time I picked up an airsoft gun, the game changed.
Game changer.
The game changed.
What was the game changer? Like what did it for you? What was it?
To be honest, it was the fact that it looked real.
Saves with me. Yep.
Is the fact that it looked real. It was all metal. I was like, oh my God. And back then it was extremely hard to get a full metal one, right? Like you saw Canadian Tire ones, and those never really like intrigued me. Of course I had some, but they never but as soon as you started playing with stuff that looked real, it was like, okay, now, yes, the realism is what I fell in love with. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally can concur with that. I loved paintball and everything, and I still do love paintball, MagFed paintball. That was my gig, but just the realism and the things that I seen that's going down in airsoft, I was like, we got to check this out. We checked it out, and I was like, this is it for me. I loved it. So, how old were you when you started playing airsoft?
Well, the first time I played airsoft, I was probably 19, 20 years old.
Okay.
We were shooting little Springer pistols at each other in the woods. No iPro, no FPS, no chrono. You
didn't use the Coca. What was it? The Cocan FPS trick?
No, definitely not. We didn't even care. But yeah, a couple of bleeders, But yeah, that's I was probably about 19, 20 the first time I played. But then I played like maybe once or twice a year. It wasn't very often. And it wasn't until probably, I want to say probably about 2010. About 2010 when I first got my first ICS M4. And it was an old rental gun from the LZ that a buddy had acquired for me. Got me a good deal on it. And then, I played with that for probably a year before actually hitting a field. And my buddy brought me to Red Devils. It was an old field we had in Kempville here. Had an awesome time. But of course, like every airsoft experience, your gun has to break. So sure enough, I get home, I'm like pissed off. I'm like, this piece of shit gun. So shout out to my boy Loki. I hooked him up with the gun. I said, just get rid of it for me. And he rebuilt it into a full metal M4. That was one of my favorite guns I ever owned.
Nice.
Yeah. So then I played for, another couple of years before taking a little break for a while, and got back into it 6 years ago, full swing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you say full swing, that's when you're talking about getting into doing events, putting the whole team together.
So
the army, the GOTA army is what you put together, right?
Yeah, that's what it is. So basically what happened was my son was turning 16. My middle child was turning 16. And he was like, Dad, I want to play some airsoft. And at the time I was like, shit, okay, I want to play too. So I was like, let me see, for his birthday, let me see if I can rent a field. So sure enough, call around. I get a great price from FPS. So I go out, I check the field, I meet the owners, we have a conversation. I rent the field for a Sunday. They explain to me, This is how the rundown goes the first time. So guess what? I bring in a little over 40 people, and I host my first game for my son's birthday. It was just a bunch of small skirmish games, but we ended up having a blast, and a whole bunch of new players joined airsoft that day. And then it was like every weekend we were back at the field, and that's when GOTA was created, was from that first event. We just formed a team, and then by the end of that season, we were already over 40 members.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. It was a pretty wild beginning for sure. Yeah.
So a birthday party might not have been the beginning for you, but it was the beginning for a lot of others for sure.
Yes. Yes, it was definitely. It was my son's birthday party.
Now is your
launcher of 1,000 ships.
100%, Pat. Now, is your son still into airsoft?
My two older sons will still play every now and then. My youngest will be out this season with me too, for sure. But yeah, I don't push them to do what dad does, you know. If they want to come out, they're more than welcome, you know, but they got their lives, right?
Absolutely. Especially how old are they now?
Well, my oldest is 23, middle child is 20, and then my youngest is 16.
All right, so 16, he's starting to go out and, you know, explore life a little bit. The other two,
that's it. The other two are still exploring life too, right?
Hey, even better that they're still having fun. That's great. That's awesome.
That's it.
So let's get into how do you want to go with this, Pat? Do you just want to get right into it, get right into GOTA, or do you want to keep strolling along a little bit here?
Well, we're already touching on building this GOTA team, so let's kind of like break that down a little bit more. What is GOTA become now, and how did it get to this point? Because
basically, I'll say this: I had no idea what I was doing in the first season. Right? We were just recruiting people. It was all about making a group of people that knew that they could come to the field, and if they saw that patch, they had somebody to play with. That was the general idea. So that's why we were recruiting. We were just heavily recruiting. The following season, when we were over 40 players, I was like, I can't manage all of this. And then I also started to notice groups started forming, right? People would play together. Yeah. So then, you know, our second season, I was running games at Red Devils for that following year. And that's where we formed our first squad out of a group of friends that had just formed, and they recruited their own people. And then it just kind of started going like that. You know, people would come to the field, we would recruit them in, and then the squads could start recruiting from the GOTA community.
Okay. So like, to break it down for myself, it kind of works like a camp. Like you could join the camp, and then once you find a feel of which teams you like, you kind of go that way, one way or the other. Yeah. Like, oh, these guys play a little bit more aggressive. I like that. I'll play with these guys. These guys like sneaking around. I'll play with these guys. Or these guys like to be more defensive. I'll go play with these guys. Kind of deal. Exactly. I get it. That makes sense. Or these guys that like to smoke. I'm going to go with the smokers so we can take more smoke breaks.
Exactly. Yeah.
I get it. That's a good way to do it. That way people kind of find their own way. And then it like gives an opportunity for anyone who joins your organization to be like, oh, okay, it's not one direct flavor. It's like I can go find different things.
Exactly. Oh, there's all sorts of players. We have skirmish teams. We have even have a small little speed soft team, right? Like it's just a few guys. Well, there are a few guys, right? But you know, they get their 5 or 6. I think they need to compete or whatever. They'll get there, but there's not a big speed soft scene here, so it's kind of hard to, right? But yeah, we have all types of guys. We support all types of airsoft as long as it's pew pew fuck you, right?
And now with the types of airsoft in this army that you're building, obviously you're not just Ottawa based in that area where you are, right? You're spread out all over the province.
Yes. Yeah, we have some teams in Quebec. We have solo players in Quebec. We also have Northern Ontario, you know, as far as Toronto and past, you know. Yeah.
So how would you go?
Our patch is even stateside sometimes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how is one to go about this? Obviously, you come out and play is the simple answer. But then what are the stages of like being accepted into this team or organization?
Well, you just come and play. Don't be an asshole, you know. Come and play, have some fun. I mean, hang out with us in the parking lot, talk your battle stories, you know, and all that kind of stuff. You'll get the patch will come to you, you know.
Mm.
You know, you can come and ask, but those who ask, you know, you're asking, right? So
Yes.
Yeah, hat in hand.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
and I have no objection with giving like to anyone, right? Unless I don't think you're GOTA material. You know, not everybody is fit, and that's what it is. I've had to take patches away, you know, and I'm not afraid to take them away if I have to. You know, some people change too. The sport changes people, but we just want to stay
100%.
positive, right?
Yeah, and you don't want any of that negativity because they're carrying your brand, right?
Yeah.
That's
who
exactly
who
it.
you're representing. They might not remember the guy's name, but they
Mhm.
will remember that patch, and then that kind of has a bad stigma on you, right? Like it kind of,
Exactly.
oh, it's these guys. They're like this, they're like that, and with every type of team and organization, like Pat was saying, like there's different flavors for everyone. Some people might want to be the guys that are the door kickers. Some people want to be this.
Mhm.
But once that negativity gets out, yous are all pretty much bad, negative people, right? So it's like,
That's
listen,
exactly it.
you can't be wearing this patch, buddy. It's got to come off, right?
That's it. And it's okay, right? You know, people you can take it away, and then people learn from that too, right? They can earn a second chance
Yep.
too. I've done that before as well, right? You can earn your way back in. Just come back to the field and grow up. Basically, is what it
Yep.
is.
And
Right.
everybody deserves a second chance, right? We all make
100%.
mistakes. It's life. It
100%.
happens, right? It's just like, listen,
Mhm.
dude, like this is where you kind of messed up, or lady, this is where you messed up, and we just got to make this work. And then water under the bridge, we just roll on to the next event, and we just go take some names, and
That's
we
it.
execute, and we just keep the ball rolling, right? That's good.
Exactly.
I was just gonna mention something, but I scrolled up, but when I just started commenting on that there, but it was along the lines of with your players. So with your players and stuff being all separated, are they different chapters? Like, are they like the God of Toronto, and you have like a leader for over there, or is just all one flag?
It's all one flag. I do have my two IC who helps out, you know, with delegation and stuff. But other than that, your squad is all has their squad leaders and their two IC, and they control everything within their squad. And what we do as GOTA is we support them, right?
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
and if they have questions, you know, they need something, they can come to us. And you know, if their squad leader is not there, then you know they can roll with another squad and listen to that squad leader if they want to. That's the part that's great about it is, you know, when it comes to, you know, we'll say like games like Nightfall where you would need, you know, an 11-man squad. Well, I've only got 5 off this squad and 3, so we need another 2. Well, we can pick them all from GOTA. They may not all play together all the time, but at least they formed a squad and they can go out and play this event now, right?
There you go.
So that's kind of what we've had to do. Like, or I think there was one year we had so many people interested in going, but not one full squad, that we formed like 5 squads to go for 2 11-man squads at Nightfall.
Okay.
Which was great. And you know, we had probably, I want to say, you know, more than half the players on the field for most of the game. And then, you know, some of them were this is not their game. They can't do past 10, 12 hours, right? I mean, it's tough too for your first one, right? So
Absolutely. We've experienced that.
Oh yeah.
We kind of went into it like blind. We didn't do a whole lot of, we did a little bit of research here and there, but we were like, you know what, like let's go check out one of these games. And I think our first big game was Gunrunners. Yeah.
We dove right off the deep end. Like no like, Sunday skirmishes, nothing. Like we ran we just kind of just dove right in, and we're like, all right, let's try this. And then
it's a great game to dive into.
Buddy, I was off for a month after it. I blew my knee right out.
Yeah, I bet.
And I've noticed, I've seen your patch a few times there. So with you having these teams, I guess chapters all over the place, if you can't, I can't make the Ottawa game, it's too far away. You know what I mean? Boom, you've got representatives up your way. If
That's
you guys are going and you guys have life or other events that you guys are attending games your way, and there's another event going on over here the same weekend, but they can't travel, they go to that one. So you guys are just, it's not monopolizing, but it's kind of like networking. Yeah. Thank you, Pat. That's exactly what you're doing. And has there been any crazy confusion or any kind of crazy mix-ups or anything with having it like that because of the team or the army being so big? Because you will get crossovers and stuff like that eventually if you haven't already, but how's that been?
I mean, we never really run into issues. We all play against each other all the time, right?
Okay.
And we don't mind doing that at all. It keeps everybody honest, right? But yeah, no, I've never found an issue with it, right? It's just inter team drama. They leave it to their squad leaders. They deal with it themselves.
That's good.
If they deem that they must remove a patch, if a squad leader decides they want to remove their squad patch from somebody, then I pretty much have to remove their GOTA patch as well, because it's kind of a given, right? Like I said, I let all of these squad leaders, they decide all their own stuff. They run their own squads the way they want, right? The only thing I ask is that GOTA is always on the right arm, because GOTA is always right.
I was just going to say, so why the right arm? Because you and I have had some talks before where everything has a meaning to it, no matter what.
The right arm is just, to me, it was always because it's always the one holding your trigger finger. My trigger finger, right?
Okay,
so the right arm. It's my power hand. It's how I've always treated it, right? So,
and most people are righties too, right?
Well, yes, but also I think that I think the Canadian military themselves, they have their patch on their right arms. I'm pretty sure some of them have said so. It differentiates it, right? So it's like, I'm not trying to mimic somebody else. This is what we do. Right arm, and then your squad patch on your left.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So a minute ago, you just said that you guys will battle against each other. So when you go to big games that you're all attending, say there's 5 different chapters coming to this event, will you all be fighting for the same team? Or is it like a team vote kind of that way where they're like, no, we want to go tan, you guys go green, and fight against each other that way? Or
it depends. It depends on how many. Normally out of town games, like if we were heading to the compound or something like that, we'll normally team up and like everybody will go as one. But when we play locally big games and that kind of stuff, we play against each other all the time. We sometimes they'll put all of us on one side, and then they'll have another team, and then me and the 2IC look at each other and we walk over to the other team just so we can fight our guys.
And it helps build the learning what works and what doesn't work for one another too, right? Like, listen, this 100%. Isn't working. I notice you guys are a little bit weaker in this little area, so like kind of let's touch up on this and stuff like that. So that makes sense. It's good to see you guys do stuff like that and have fun. And that's what it all comes down to at the end of the day, as long as you're having fun with it, right? Nothing too serious. And that's what the kind of vibe I'm getting off of what you're saying here. Like, it's nothing too serious. Just respect the few rules that we do have.
That's it.
And everything's going to be going good and smooth.
That's it. It only gets serious if you want to play serious. If we're going to a serious game, then it's time to get serious. But if you're like every weekend you want to come out and play and you just want to smile and skirm, do it. I 100% support it. We need people on the field every weekend. These fields need our support, man.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's keeping everyone together, like you said, like for one, like you're a unit, and it's keeping everyone together. It's building it to be having like these little skirmish games that you're talking about. That's keeping everyone tight, keeping everyone together. Because after a while, like your boys, people just grow up, or not grow. I don't mean it that way. Like grow up and they have, because I still look at it like I'm a little kid still in so many ways, especially when I go hit the field, right?
Yeah.
I put my headband on. I'm Rambo all the way, right? I'm John all the way. So I get what it's like, but people do have
life,
things in life that happen where it comes up where they can't. And it sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, if that happens with you guys at a given time, you don't lose your patch. You still have your patch. You're still part of the army. You just come back when you're ready, right?
That's exactly it. There's over 500 GOTA patches out there. I want to say probably anywhere between 70 and 80 active members per year, playing almost, I want to say at least twice a month per year, right?
Good for you.
Now, there are guys that, got their patch the first year. I want to say like the first season we had over 40 players. I think there's only 3 of us that are still playing all the time. The rest of them will come out every now and then. But yeah, there's not I've seen a lot of players come and go from the sport, right? So That's the thing. But if they come back, guess what? They have their gear and, you know, they've got their patch and they can come back and join and just jump in on the fun.
I always say that. I'm like, if you're going to stop playing, just put your stuff away.
That's it.
It'll be under your bed. You can take it out and you can always come back. Once
Exactly.
you sell all your stuff, you're almost never going to come back.
That's the big thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, what I used to do a lot of is I worked in retail for quite a long time as well. I worked at Headshot Airsoft, and basically I was, you know, selling people their guns. They would come out to the field, they would play for a few months, and then they would lose interest. And then it was like, oh, can you buy my gear back? And I was like, shit, if I'm buying your gear, that means you're not playing anymore.
Yeah.
Right? So for a while, I started buying and selling used guns because guys were getting in and getting out, and I was kind of like, it was almost depressing. You know, because like I got these guys in, they were all happy, and then, you know, they disappear. But I mean, life, right? But some of them have come back and repurchased and got back into the game, right? So that's good. But I always hated buying people's gear when they were getting out of the game. Yeah, I was getting a good deal, but still, right?
It's sad.
It's sad because, you know,
100%.
our fields need players, right? We need to keep people playing so that the sport continues growing, right? It needs to keep evolving.
And especially with all the laws and stuff changing with firearms and all that, and replicas with what's going on right now, we need as much of the community to come together and still stay together as a whole, because the more it breaks apart, the less people we have to stand up and put that voice out to keep us together, right? Like, what are we going to do next? Fly fishing? Like, nothing's wrong with fly fishing, but that's just not my gig. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get the joy out of fly fishing as I do
not at all.
Taking one to the side of the head or something like that from somebody that you had no idea where that just came from. But you know, you're getting lit up. Do you have anything like at the end of the year? When I played slow pitch, we would have at the end of the year, we'd have like a get together with our ball team. We'd have a potluck and stuff. Do you do stuff like that to keep everyone going in the off season?
Yeah, we do at the end of the year. So normally last year I was kind of late on it. We did it like I think the end of January, but we normally do it around Christmas. We'll do a big get together. We'll either go to a restaurant or we'll get a halt. And we did the Legion last year to help support the local Legion as well. So yeah, we do one every year, a gathering, and we'll do some games and that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. So when you started putting events together, did you, like, the first one was the kid's birthday party, but when you seen the turnout and the numbers that you had from that, was it something where you were like, I want to do something bigger? And did you go like right off the diving board and right into it? Or did you take your time building it up and getting to the GOTA versus the World Series?
Well, so GOTA versus the World was always probably an idea in my head from the beginning, but it was meant to be a serious entertainment game as opposed to like my regular running of games. So I ran the first event, which, like I said, was just a bunch of small mini games. Like I was basically running the field, right? Okay. And so I did that for probably, I want to say 6 months. I would run games here and there, and then I hosted my first event, big event at Red Devils. And that was my biggest event at that time, just shy of 200 people, I think.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a huge game. It was a huge game. I was very, very surprised of the support and the turnout. A bunch of people who hadn't played in years had come out for this game. It was actually, it's still to this day one of my favorites. It was such a great crowd too, and all that stuff. But then, so I did that. That was Wasteland, Apocalyptic Wasteland. And then I did that same year, I did Wasteland 2 and I did Wasteland 3. After that year, I just continued on with the events and I kept changing, you know, the game mode a little bit. I would learn, you know, what people liked and things they disliked, right? I always try new stuff. So
learning is good.
Yeah, well, forever evolving, man. You have to in this game.
Have to.
Yeah.
Because if it gets boring, people ain't gonna want to play.
No, exactly. Like that's the thing. So, you know, we'll dive into a little secret here. Okay. So for example, last year at GOTA versus the World 3, we had one of the guys on the green team who was flying a drone around, and his drone was dropping bombs. little bombs, little chalk bombs. And it was great. I remember being in one of the vehicles and it landed on the vehicle. And I was like, shit, that came from the sky. It was awesome. But a big problem with this was that this was a new thing to the game. And he was dropping them all around players and that kind of stuff. And if they didn't go off, these guys weren't calling it because they felt like it was a dud, right? Which valid in real life.
I can see that.
I'm not going to argue it, right? Like at the end of the day, you know, we did have to do a bit of point deducting and that kind of stuff, but it was a little hiccup that I think that this year we've actually kind of, we're going to try something new this year. So I'll say this, anybody coming to GOTA vs. the World 4 and you have a drone that's capable of dropping shit, bring it. That's all I'm going to say. There will be targets.
Oh, so is there a limited amount of drones per team, or is this because I guess you don't want too many up as many
more drones,
right?
So we still have our rules in place where, you know, a drone has to be up for 15 minutes and then has to come back, and it's only by the commander is the only one who can say when they go up. And then when these missions come live, I will disclose how many are allowed in the air for this duration kind of thing. It'll be part of a mission. Several missions. So I'm trying to include drone warfare now. Not just, oh, the drone's up and they see where we are now. Now it's like, oh shit, drone's up, watch out, a bomb's coming or something, you know?
It's not just recon now, it's drone warfare.
Exactly. Drones to take out technicals. I'm pretty sure they did that last year at the compound where they were taking out technicals with drones. Awesome. Right. So this year, you know, we've got, 2 armored personnel vehicles coming in. So we're hoping that your aim with those drone bombs is good.
So with these drone bombs, and let's say their aim is kind of like mine and it's not that great, but hey, if they drop a bomb, one of these chalk bombs, and it lands within the vicinity of, like, say 10 feet of a player, is that player dead, or do they actually have to be hit by it?
Well, the thing is they're not, I don't want to reveal too much, but I'm hoping that those who show up with their own homemade bombs make them soft enough so that if they do hit people, they don't, you know, obviously hurt anybody.
That's good.
But yes, they do need to explode. I do want to keep it real. So if I throw a tagging grenade and it doesn't go off, well, guess what? Nobody's calling it. I have to clear the room now. Right? So if the bomb drops and it doesn't detonate, it's a dud, you know? So let's hope that those hiccups are fixed. We'll see this year. But there was definitely stuff that those bombs can hit and affect.
Okay,
that's
so
all I'm gonna say.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go do a few test runs with your drones first if you plan on bringing them to GOTA vs. the World 4, because you don't want to waste any of that battery time of your drones flying around. You have 15 minutes to get done what you need to get done at a time. So definitely make sure it's like dialing in your kit, right? That's part of your kit.
Exactly.
That's part of you. So make sure
get your practice on. Get your practice on.
Before we go deeper into what GOTA is, I just want to say thanks for everybody tuning in right now. If you are part of the GOTA army, the GOTA family, however you want to put it, give us a thumbs up in the comments and leave us a little something that what you like about being part of the GOTA army and being under Lou's command. I guess we could say command, right? Or do you want to say it like that?
Sure.
All right. Being under Lou's command, let us know how he's doing, because by the sounds of it, he's doing a great job. And if you're watching us right now on Facebook, do you kindly mind opening up YouTube and going over there? If you're not subscribed, give us a quick subscribe. Watch us from over there or from here, but we're trying to get to 700 subscribers because Facebook has been shadow banning us, hitting us with a lot of stuff. So we haven't been able to get our content out as regularly as we want, everybody. So I encourage you, please go over to your YouTube, give us a subscribe at Through the Haze podcast. But now, Lou, we know what GOTA, the family is, the army is. What is GOTA versus the world, and where'd that come from?
So GOTA versus the World was basically a game that I designed originally to be where all of GOTA was somewhat like maybe an NPC. So we're just the bad guys for the Milsim teams to hit, right? You know, come and attack us. We'll take our hits. We'll fight against you as hard as we can. Plain and simple. That's what GOTA versus the World was. It was, you know, it's an apocalyptic set, and it's a survival game, right? And
Nice.
basically that's how I always envisioned that game. And every game that I've done under GOTA all falls along in the storyline of GOTA versus the World.
So it keeps continuing each year from where it left off the previous.
So yeah, GOTA versus the World always leads off from the previous game. There's no real lapse in time other than I think in the storyline, maybe like a couple of weeks or something like that. But yeah, GOTA versus the World is all like that. And then all the other events that I wrote were prequels or a part of in between this and that kind of thing. GOTA versus the World was also originally a game that I wanted to travel across to different fields, bring GOTA to different fields, and then, you know, boost up that community as well, right? Help support all these fields. The thing with that is that it got kind of complicated.
Yeah, no doubt. Working with different people and stuff.
It is, and it's also it's also hard with what the things that we bring to these events, right? Like, you know, not everywhere can have a helicopter. We can't get the tanks everywhere. You know, floating some of these machines are, you know, it's hard, and not every field is technical ready either, right?
No.
So you have to kind of prepare for that. Now, you know, going into you know, GOTA 1 at PRZ, epic send off. You know, it was the last year it was open. We had such a great time. Seeing PRZ from the sky was absolutely gorgeous.
I bet.
It was. Man, we landed the helicopter on the roof. It was epic.
Really?
Epic. Yeah, we had the Force Recon boys had a night mission where they got dropped off on the roof and had to climb down the building, and my man Fab lost his iPro, so we had to like pause the game and do Operation iPro on the roof. It was great.
What happened? So nighttime. So is there any specific any hurdles that you had to go through to run the chopper at nighttime with these players? Like, it landed. So like, I remember, was it the last GOTA last year you guys had, or maybe the year before, you had a course they had to take? I believe it was out in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was that. Yeah, that was the fast roping course we did for GOTA versus the World 2 at the compound.
Okay.
So we for that we had to do some training. Obviously, it's you know, it was very that's some cool shit to do, right?
So you don't end up like that dude in Black Hawk Down sailing out of the helicopter.
Yeah, no. We all did great. We had such a great day, and it, you know, we were taught properly. I can't thank them enough, you know, for that experience. And then, you know, part of it was amazing just seeing the guys do it in game, right? Watching everybody in awe, like, holy shit, these guys are actually doing this, right?
Oh yeah.
It was pretty epic, you know. And then last year we did we did gunner runs. We got as much of the community as we could that hadn't been on a helicopter. We got them up at FPS.
That's pretty sweet.
I think we did about 90 players. 90 players.
Really?
Yeah. We did about nine. Well, we say we did. My man Chopper, you know, shout out to Chopper. You know, he flew like a madman that day. Took everybody up, and everybody had an epic gun runs.
So with Chopper taking everybody up, Pat and I were talking the other night when we were backstage, and we were discussing, like, how does the fuel and how does all of that work in between? Like, does he take off for a little bit throughout the day, go somewhere, fuel up, and come back, or is there somewhere close by? How's that happening?
Fuel's on site. Everything's taken care of on site. The chopper lands on the Friday, and it doesn't go back to the facility until the Sunday morning.
Okay.
Yeah, everything is on site. We have the mechanic. Shout out to the mechanic. He's more than a mechanic.
Don't ever call them that. It makes them angry. They're engineers.
Yeah. Well, he
Engineers.
accepted
You're
the
a
call sign
mechanic.
mechanic, so
So he's
Okay.
mechanic. He's owned by mechanic, 100%. So what are these? So because we get to go in the chopper this year, right?
well, I was
Or
going
how's
to
that?
announce.
How's it work?
I
Because
was
I
going to
want to
announce
get to the
that.
chopper.
So I was going to announce to you guys that yes, the two of you definitely have your slot in a Through the Haze mission.
Really?
Yeah,
Not happy.
look at it, Pat. Not have it, bro. You're getting on. You're
Come
getting
on,
on.
Pat. Pat, you have to come on,
Pat's
bro.
getting on.
Pat, listen, you've flown in choppers many, many years ago. We all have. I get it. You're just like, I've had situations where I
All
don't.
my luck's used up,
But
man.
bro,
I'm,
listen,
I'm good.
I'm your good luck
Trust
charm.
me, your
You
luck
get-
is good. You're gonna love
Yeah,
it. You're gonna love it.
Bro, this is gonna be an experience of a lifetime. He's got a special Through the Haze mission for us.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way we can't turn this down, brother.
Oh, okay. I'll do it. I'll
No,
do it
you
for
got to do it. You gotta do it.
Gotta
good
do
luck
it.
charms.
See, that's the whole gotta
good luck
part, right?
charms.
That's
All the
it.
good luck charms I can handle. Everybody give me their good luck charms.
And you know what, Pat? I'll be honest with you, because I know that you have experience in a chopper. I'm gonna have a lot of anxiety up there for my first time. I've never been in a chopper. I've only flown in a Cessna once, and I flew over to Jamaica. That's it. Like, I've only been in 2 different airplanes. So sitting next to somebody that has experience in it, that'll keep me calm. That'll keep me grounded. Now, we can shoot out of the chopper. They just can't shoot up at us, or
nobody's ever allowed to shoot at the chopper. Yes, shooting out of the chopper is allowed, but again, I don't want to disclose too much. But I'll say this: like this year, the focus is not trying to get. It's not going to be getting everybody up. The more the focus is the ground stuff. Again, I don't want to reveal too much, but there's a different mission this year with the helicopter. The focus is different. So every year it's different, right?
Different. I like that. I like that.
We're going to change it up again this year. But that's kind of why I like going back to why I switched to doing GOTA versus the World at FPS continuously, keeping it a home game. Because the equipment that we use for the event is a lot closer to FPS than other fields, right? But it's also the community we have there. I have all the help under the sun. All of my people are there.
That's cool.
Everybody is that's home, right? Shout out to FPS Airsoft Club.
A huge shout out to FPS Airsoft Club. That's awesome for allowing you to bring this. I've seen all the work that you've been doing. You've been clearing a whole lot of new areas out to get this game undergoing this year because of the changes of what's going on. Now, outside of the chopper, you said you have a couple other technicals coming in, or APCs?
Well, yeah.
Or what is it?
So we have 2 APCs coming in from Swords and Plowshares Museum. Graciously donated by Ops Tactical Airsoft. Shout out Brian McKay. He takes care of bringing in these machines and training the guys and all that into driving and getting in and out, and all the players and that kind of stuff. Him and the tourists normally operate all of that stuff. So
shout out to
2 great guys right there.
Shout out to the tourists for sure. Yeah,
I got to meet Brian my first time there at Gun Runner this year, and the guy's a gem. He's a great guy. He's very humble, but when you get him on that, like from what I seen of him, he was very humble. And then as soon as we got on the field, we were like, let's do this, let's see. And he's like, yeah, let's go. And he's like, dude, I would take you into like any battle with me any day. And I felt honored from a veteran that's been playing in the sport for so long to be like, yo, I'd bring you out there with me any day to go hit these lines, right? And I was like, that's awesome, because to be on the front lines with somebody that's had that much experience of what's going on and everything, and they tell you that you're fitting in with them, that's a huge compliment. It just makes you feel so good. It just makes you like, did I say I was tired like 20 minutes ago? Because at one part in the game, Brian and I were exhausted, and I looked at him. I'm like, do you want to take like 20 after this? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. Let's catch a break, right? And then Pat comes over the radio that we have this other mission to do. Brian's like, we're going on this mission. I'm like, okay, I got to go on this mission. Like, I can't be a pussy now, right? And back out of this. Like, we're in it to win it. And we went out and we put some good work in that day. And then next thing I know, we're just sitting on the bush line, the tree line right behind the police station there at the compound. And then we're just pounding water, rehydrating. getting all ready for the next one. And then we went on to the next one. And I don't think we took a break for probably a good hour and a half. Like, it was just hitting. So to see him being part of this as well, bringing in with the technicals and giving people the rundowns on how to, because I'm sure, and this might sound silly to some people, but exiting those is probably a certain way you probably want to get out of that without anybody being all mumble jumbled up or anything like that, right? So for him to give you a quick rundown on how to get in, how to get out, placement and stuff like that, that's all important. And for him to do that out of his day, that's just great support all the way around, because he wants to make sure, I'm sure, there's nothing happening going around him. No one's wiping out, tripping, falling.
No, we're all pretty good at that. Like I said, he's Brian has been one of GOTA's biggest supporters since pretty much day one. I met Brian second year at GOTA, and he sponsored the team. He's supported me. He supported all of my events pretty much.
Nice.
I can't even remember an event that I've done where Ops Tactical Airsoft didn't sponsor GOTA. Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's always been there for that. So he's a staple in the community for sure.
Absolutely.
Right?
I've known him forever.
Yeah, well, like I said, I've known him for about 5 years now. Call him brother, right? So, and that's the thing. Like with this museum and his buddy and getting all this stuff done, we had to do work at the Plowshares Museum as well, so that he could move some vehicles around and stuff for this. There's always projects on the go. Like it's a community thing. We all have all this work to do to make sure that we can get everything rolling properly.
It's nonstop, I bet.
It is nonstop.
Like, so as soon as you finish this year, you're already planning for next year and what's going on and how you're going to bring new things in. And speaking of bringing new things in, what made you want to bring in a chopper and APCs and stuff like that? Was it just the next level and you're like, this is what we need? Was it missing it?
So when it comes to like the APCs and stuff, I've seen this in previous airsoft games in the past. Like I saw videos and stuff where the museum and stuff had rented, the vehicles out for these games. But when it comes to the helicopter, it was kind of like, I think we were sitting around the fire having a drink, and it was kind of like a joke that went around.
Oh, really?
And then the next day it was kind of like, maybe, it was a serious conversation all of a sudden. And it was like, oh shit, okay, we're doing this. Yeah. So that's, and then I had to kind of change the way the game was going to roll, because now I had aerial support.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah.
We have a starred comment here from Elizabeth Stewart saying, GOTA is an amazing group of people. As a female player, they were very accepting of me. That's awesome. Now, do you have many
Greywater?
So you know exactly who this is then.
Yep. I know everybody in my community. We shake hands. That's part of the reason why my registration at my events, you come see me directly, come get your tags, come get your patch. We shake hands. Thank you for coming to my event. I want to meet everybody face to face.
And that's a lot of people, ladies and gentlemen. He said earlier, 500 plus people that have been part of this community and patches. And these are patch people that you're talking about here, right? Players. Wow. Good for you. And to sit down and know who they are, that just shows how much you appreciate them. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, when it gets so big, it just gets so hard to organize and control things. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this player is this, who's that? Like, and for you to be able to just know who they are and to go off it, that's amazing. How many females do you have? Or do you?
Females, I want to say probably, well, we've got 3 or 4 in the tourists alone. Right.
Yeah, we met our medic there.
4 or 5. You've got 4 or 5 in the tourists. I think there's a couple in the misfits, acolytes. My wife plays sometimes. Rare when I let her come play with me.
Because it's kind of so. What do you mean by like? I don't mean to get into words. Personal, is it kind of like this?
No.
Man's day?
I'll say it. My wife's probably watching right now, but it's funny. It's because my wife knows that if I take her on the field, that she's holding me back.
Okay, and you just need to let go. You just need to go.
It's not even that. I don't want. I would never leave her side. Right? It's not that.
Right.
But she doesn't want to come because she knows that she's holding me back. You know.
Okay.
So what I want to do is I actually want to take her and my son to play. I promise you, babe, I'll do it. Okay. We're gonna go play, but we're gonna go play at a field that I've never played before. Nobody knows me. Right. So we're just gonna go play as renters. And have a great day where I'm not surrounded by all of my people taking my time away, and my focus could be on my wife and my son, and I don't have to play hardcore that day, right?
No, that's awesome.
I'll play their medic.
There you go. Exactly. And my girlfriend's coming up with me to Big Igloo, and it's the same kind of thing, right? Like with it being like a smaller type of an event like that, that's a time to introduce somebody and kind of like teach them what's going on and why you're doing what you're doing, why this is happening or whatever, right? Like, or if something goes down with your gun and you need to fix it or something, you got that time. You're not under that pressure, or you're not trying to focus on this, but then you got to help them with that. Kind of like taking you away, taking you out of your element, right? It's keeping you in the thing. And for you just acknowledging that and saying like, listen, we're going to have our own day. Like, that's just awesome, because not a lot of people as busy as you are have the time to go do that. But there's different sides of Lou, right? There's the working man Lou. There's the airsoft Lou, there's the dad Lou, there's the husband Lou, and you got to make it all work, because once one of those four is out, you're not balanced, right? And you got to keep, and it seems like you've got a good thing going, and you need to keep that going, because a happy wife is a happy life, right?
That's it. This was my vacation from airsoft weekend. And, my wife was like, wait a second, you have what at 8 o'clock tonight? I was like, come on, it's 8 o'clock. Yeah.
That's cool. So what are some other things that you would like to touch down on for GOTA versus the world for this event coming up?
Well, TAN is completely sold out. Like, I'm overwhelmed with that.
Hold on one second, Lou.
No problem. Yeah. Very, very happy with that. Green, I think the last count was 27 tickets left.
Green, come on.
Yeah.
Those are rookie numbers. Pump those numbers up.
Yeah. Well, I say 27 numbers, but I know that there's at least 12 of those that are just waiting till last minute, like always. I've got a lot of those guys too. Right? You know who you are.
So get registered. Go green.
Yeah, get registered. Yeah, you gotta go green now, bud.
So and there's all kinds of hitters, right, in this sport. Like, I've met so many different teams already. Pat and I were talking, and there's a lot of heavy hitters. But now with you saying how much TAN is sold out already and how much is left, it sounds like there's going to be a lot of hitters maybe over on TAN team. Does it sound like that's where a lot of them are going?
Also, it's not even that. I think what it is you got to remember the captain commander for TAN, the Rogue Warriors, my man Chad LeBlanc, shout out. Okay. He's got TNF, True North Force, one of the community's oldest teams. Right. And I think they're over 20 players alone already registered.
Oh, wow.
Right. So you got that. Canna Ops, again, fourth year Canna Ops coming back, and they're fighting TAN this year. Who else do we got? We got CSAS coming in too on TAN, right? So I don't want to give away too many squad names or team names and stuff. But we do have, we got the light fighters on green. We've got who else was the other? I won't.
There you go.
I don't want to reveal too much.
No, you don't. You don't have to. That's all. I just like to try and pry every now and then.
Let's just say this. I've always tried to build my game so that it doesn't matter if one side is stacked. The other team, even though like you have low numbers, as long as you accomplish the missions, you can still win the game. Because real war is never 100 on 100.
That's true.
Right? So I don't build my game. I don't build my games to be, I try not to build my games to be like, it has to be 100 on 100. Right. I want them to be. I want everybody to have equal missions, which is also why I try to incorporate, different missions for different players. Like I said, with the drones, bring your drones because there's going to be some cool shit for you guys to earn points with, right? Like, I'm again forever evolving, right? Learning.
Yep. So what are some cool things like? Because when we hear of drones and we think of drones, we think of recon, taking out technicals. But what other kinds of things as an event organizer? You see where I'm trying to go with this? I'm trying to pull something out of them.
You ain't getting shit, bro.
I was gonna say, what other kinds of things do we use drones for here? Like, what kind of missions can we run with drones? I'm just trying.
I don't know.
Shut me down. It's fair to shut me down.
No, but think about it. What in a post-apocalyptic setting would you need to take out with a drone? That's not a technical or people, right? That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm already on to something.
Right?
Command. I don't
Something.
Something's up.
Maybe it's to take out, the helipad. Maybe it's to take out the Op 4.
Oh.
Right? Maybe it's to take out the whole town, right? Could be a variety of things.
So, let's just go hypothetical here. So, if the helipad gets taken out, so that means choppers shut down for X amount of time.
Could be.
Oh, so many moving
parts. But I'll leave another hint.
Okay.
Well, it's more of that.
Don't do it. Just keep it a secret.
I'll say this. There's more than one landing zone.
Ah, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, there's more than one landing zone. Yeah, we've been working heavy at FPS.
You have been.
Yeah, we all have been.
Going on, and
yeah, we all have been. The boys, the FPS boys haven't stopped either. They've been doing a lot of updates. They just built a new range. Everything is looking mint.
That's good.
Yeah.
So with all the construction that's going on, this is something you can definitely talk about. What are some of the changes that's happened there that you're looking forward to seeing unfold during the day as it's being played out?
Well, what I'm looking forward to seeing is how the people use the battlefield that's given now. So over the last year, since the last GOTA versus the World, we opened up a lot of FPS's field into the forests, and we've made a lot of clearings, and started putting structures and stuff in areas. I clear an area, they'll come in, they'll put up a building, right? Like they're hard at it too, right? It's hard too because these guys work full-time jobs, and then on the weekends, they're all family men too, and then they gotta come to the field. So that's why, man, we all work hard together, right? And it's how it gets done. You got to do it as a community. You can't expect.
Absolutely.
That's what I respect so much about FPS is that it's legit a club. It's not a field that's based on profit. If you want a profit, you need paintball. You need paintball to make those margins. Airsoft don't give you those margins, right? People don't understand that $40 entry for a day. Where do you go and spend 8 hours of entertainment for $40?
Not a lot of places.
No, that's the thing. Go over to the Quebec side, they're charging you $70, $80 for the day, right? But here in Ontario, it's different. And, airsofters don't understand that, we have all this gear, but we're crying about paying field fees, right? Like we need to support our fields, man. These fields need to, you want updates, especially if it's airsoft. If you have paintball money, hey, paintball money's big, right?
Yeah, buddy. Airsoft money in paintball, you better have, want to make $1 million, you better have 2 million.
Yeah, exactly. Airsoft ain't going to pay for 10 sea cans.
Yeah, it's a lot of work for fields.
It is
for any sport to maintain anything. It's exactly a lot. And if you don't have people like yourself in the community that are working at it and helping out, it ain't gonna happen.
Well, that's the thing. Like I said, FPS is a true club because you've got guys who don't even come there to play and they'll just come and work, right? The TNF boys, they all support their field as well. This is their home as well, right? Like this is their field they've been building for the last, I think 6 years, 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
It was an old paintball field before they took it over, and Yeah,
But you
It was
forever evolving.
JT's.
like you were saying though, with the prices, how like you said, you can't get 10 C cans with the price that you make off airsoft.
Nope.
That's great with having the army that you have, with the connections and the people that you have under you, where you can be like, hey, I know this guy that can help bring in, do this, or he knows a spot where we can get a C can for whatever price, and you're saving X amount of money. It's like, you know what, we can grab 2 of them for that price. You know what I mean?
That's
And
exactly
it's just
it.
everyone working together. And that's part of what makes the community so great, whether it's paintball or airsoft, is when the people come together, when you have a vision and you want it to come to life. You know what I mean? You talk to the guys, you talk to the crew, next thing you know, it's happening. And I'm sure for you, being the head of GOTA and running events and being working at FPS, seeing all this happen, I'm sure there's nothing more flattering than seeing that all just fall into play for you, right?
Well, yeah. Well, it benefits, you know, the community. It benefits the fields. It's what we have to do. If you want to move ahead in the sport, we got to support each other, right? Plain and simple.
That's exactly it. And that's where you just have to buckle down. And like you said, when you're having some drinks that night, just say, this is what we're doing, and we got to stick to it. We got to make it happen.
Some of our best ideas come around the fire pit.
Absolutely. And that's where some of the best battle stories are shared too, is around that fire pit, right? Like just everyone getting together and talking about how the day went at the end of it, and having a couple cold beers and sitting around a fire trading some war stories. Hey, you could have been battling that guy 6 hours ago. Or that lady 6 hours ago. You know what I mean? And now you're sitting out here having some beers, just having fun together, or going to a restaurant afterwards with your whole crew, and you take up a section, and then other people are hearing what's going on. They're right there doing what? These guys are crazy, shooting at each other, having this kind of fun. But that's how it all is, and that's all part of it. And at the end of the day, when you're done having your event, that's probably one of the most rewarding things you probably have as an organizer. Am I right or am I wrong? Hearing 100%. Everyone talk about how great it is, right?
100%. It's part of the reason why. So GOTA versus the World starts at midnight the Friday and ends Saturday midnight. As soon as the game is over, it's party around the fire pit.
Cool.
If you want to go to bed, you're more than welcome, but we're going to be loud. We're going to have fun. We're going to talk about the great day that we had. We're going to enjoy the night. And then we wake up the next morning, we do our, our debrief and our raffle prizes and our awards, and everybody gets to go home and sleep and recover for the next week of work.
So with everybody being there, we've got some camo here that this color is sold out. Tan.
Yeah.
So
God, thank AI.
Pretty much. You know what? AI comes in handy with so many different things.
Dude, I can't. I would have had to sit there and cut all of these things and put them in, and I suck. I suck on my computer, man. Okay. Don't judge. I got it out there. Look, you can see it. You know, it's a tool.
See, that's what Pat's been saying forever. He's like, when you have people that are just so busy, or like you said, with your computer skills, doing certain things on the computer, you're just not into it. It's not your thing. And to be able to go there and have that do something for you without you having to like reach out to source to other people. Hey, can you get this done? Hey, did you get that done? Oh, sorry, Lou, I've been busy doing this. Boom. You just go to Chat GPT. You just type in what you want, and boom.
I still had to put a list together of the camos that I wanted, and then I had to input the right, this is not the right pattern and that kind of stuff. It still takes a bit of time, but it's not. It helped me in so many ways. It took me 20 minutes as opposed to an hour and a half to get one poster done. Right. So
it's a tool. You just spent all your time organizing the event. I don't think you need to go through and do all the other stuff.
No, but it's also a pain in the ass to ask everybody, oh, can you fix it? Like my main artist, he was my artist in the beginning. He did all of my posters. Bo, he's the one who did my GOTA logo, right? Okay. But he's a tattooist. I can't ask him all the time to, can you modify this? Can you do this? Like, he's always working with his hands. It's his tool, right? So like, there's only so much you can ask of people sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And especially, when it comes to like photoshopping and stuff, that's the skills, right? You got to have skills to make it look good, right? Well, I don't have those skills. Chat does.
and that's fair. So what I do when we do our thumbnails, as you can see right here, I just go in, I'll either ask you or whoever our guest is, I'll ask for a picture that you want used for the thumbnail, but I kind of want to have the theme of it, like the cinematic kind of feel. So I'll take the exact picture that you've given me and I'll tell ChatGPT, I'll be like, listen, this is all I want you to do. And then, because like you said, the image sells, right? So when people are scrolling through something like a podcast or several podcasts and you're just scrolling through YouTube or whatever, when you see something that's been the same over, but it's different, you recognize it. Your eyes trained to recognize what it sees all the time. So you're like, oh, there's a Through the Haze thumbnail. I know that thumbnail.
Yeah,
I know this. But if you're and switching it up and all that's good too for the content creators that do switch it up. But I look at it like you want to have that logo. That's your brand. That's your style. And that's how people recognize you. Like when you do your artwork, your event posters, a lot of people will have a certain type of theme that they always go with. So when you're looking through events, where are we going this year? You see that and you're like, oh, because
it's familiar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's some places that have the same event every year, but they switch up the name. And how many times are people looking for that name? And they're like, for example, God 4, where's GOTA? Where is it? Like, they're talking about having one this year, but now you have it under a new name. But when I see that poster, that familiarity or whatever I'm trying to say, being familiar with that logo and that look, I'm like, there it is. Oh, it's not GOTA this year. It's whatever. That's and to have ChatGPT to be able to take care of that for you without you having to spend hours of work doing it, it's a lifesaver. Because editing backstage for the podcast and everything, it takes hours and hours to do it and to get things going. You know, like all these overlays that I put on the screen and that I do it different for pretty much each guest that we have coming on. Like I asked you your team colors and stuff. That's why we threw the black in with the gray and stuff like that. Like everything, I like to have it to have a meaning to it. Yeah. And it takes time, man. And you when you do it and then you edit it and you put it up there and you're like, no, that don't look right. You're like, no. Back to the drawing board. Back to the drawing board. So to have something that can just be like, Pat and I call it the secretary. That's what you ever hear us refer
basically what it is.
That's who it is. That's our secretary. She's our tattooist, like our artist. Like you have your buddy, right? That's who does it for us. But we use it for the tool. We don't use it to cheat because we do a lot of it ourselves too, right? But it's there to help us and keep things going. So we got about 5 minutes left. Did you just want to kind of, we'll read out over the camos real quick because I did bring it up on the screen here.
Okay.
But we will go over the camos real quick here. You have a multicam air raid, CADPAT AR, AOR1, Desert Marpat, Color Desert, 6 Color Desert, British Desert,
DPM,
Pinnacotta
Badlands,
you want to keep
Pinnacotta Sandstorm, ATAX AU, ATAX IX, Cryptic Highlander, Cryptic Nomad, Italian, Vegetao Desert, Striped Desert, Tannin, Coyote.
Yeah.
Now
basically, these are just general ideas of what camos are allowed. You know,
if you have to ask, you probably aren't allowed to use it.
Well, the thing is that sometimes people will show up. I've had this at Takeover last year, or the one that you guys came to. A guy showed up for green, and he showed up in multicam because there was green on it. And I said, "But what's the dominant color in multicam?"
Tan.
Yeah. Right? I was like, so I asked him, I was like, do you mind switching sides? Because you're going to get shot by your own team. Right? And so he ended up switching sides, thank God. But yeah, this is why I put these out, because guys are like, oh, well, what camos are allowed? And it's like, this is what tan camos look like. This is what green camos look like.
No, it's fair. I know there are some that are just like event organizers, just like, no. Can I use no? No, like one of my favorite camos, Rhodesian brushstroke. What team are you going to play? Just no. You don't get to use it, buddy. You just go to the store, buy a tan T-shirt. Let's go, buddy. It's simple. If you have to ask, you probably aren't allowed to use it if it doesn't look green or it doesn't look tan. Predominantly, like you just pull up the little color card. No, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And for that purpose right there with that guy with the multicam Tropic.
Yeah.
You know, especially like I know a lot of people are multicam lovers. So you know what? If you love wearing multicam, just buy one of each.
Yep.
you know, you're good to go either way. So is there any rules that are different that we should talk about, or from any other big event that we've been to, or anything new that you're doing?
Well, when it comes to the rules this year, we're pretty much sticking to the same rules as last. I might do a modifier too near the game day, but if that's done, it'll be displayed. What will happen is the rules will be displayed in both CPs. I'm having printouts done of the game rules so that if you didn't read your rules before coming to your game, well, you can go to CP and read the rules. They will be on the walls. So yeah, the only thing that it's the down players can talk rule.
I'm not even touching that.
Well, see, this is the thing is
I'm just shooting you more. Enjoy.
Well, I get that. Well, that's the thing. If they're talking and you're shooting them, then they're dead. Right? That's the idea. So the idea is, like, obviously you get hit, you don't want them to know that you're giving a signal. You don't want the enemy to know. But if you do give that signal and the enemy shoots you, you still have to play honorably. You have to call your hit. And now you're dead. Now there's no talking. You walk straight back to CP. There's no RTB, none of that. You literally get up and walk away, mouth shut. That's how it's supposed to play. The reason this rule was put into play was because I kept the same thing always happens in games. I was seeing all the time. People were giving signals. People were talking while bound. And then, people were calling out names and giving out other people's locations, but, acting like, oh, I'm not giving your position away. I'm just trying to have a conversation. Right. These kinds of things, right? So the rule was, the rule was put into place so that, keep your mouth shut if you don't want to get shot again, if you don't want to be executed. Basically.
And that's fair. And I'm excited to see how it plays out this time, because I've always been one for that rule. Pat and we've debated several times back and forth about this. He's not for it. I'm for it, because I look at it like, I'm just wounded. I'm not dead. So if I was wounded, I'd still be talking, right?
And the idea is realism, right? That's the way I look at it. I look at it, it's like, in real life, if I got shot, unless I got headshot, right? I'm like, oh shit, he got me. Get him. He's over there. Yeah. Like, that's what I'd be doing in real life, right? Get me back, drag me behind cover. Oh shit, he's coming, kind of stuff. Like, that was why I was like, let's try this. And so we tried it at Takeover games. I think it was Takeover 2 at FPS was the first time I tried it last year. And we kept rolling with it because it seemed to work very well. I was actually Takeover 1 at FPS. The first Takeover game at FPS where it worked.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was very shocked. Like, obviously you get those guys who stand out in the open. Oh, he's over there. It's like, well, dude, now don't cry if you get hit because you're out in the open, right? But the idea of double tapping people, though, because I had some people like, oh, well, I'll just double tap people. It's not about double tapping people. Like, you want them to not talk. You want them to keep mouth shut so that they can get medicked. You're right. So only shoot at them if you think they're talking or giving a position away, because they don't have to call. If they've called their hit, they've got their kill rag out and they haven't said anything and you're still shooting at them, they do not have to call that as an execution until they've come up to you and executed you. Because we do the dead right there rule, which is a rule that I got from the Cry Wolf crew from a game I played, Icebreaker, and I thought that it was an amazing rule. You're able to walk up on a player that was down and just say DRT, which meant dead right there. Now there's no waiting for respawn. You head back to respawn. There's no waiting for medic.
This guy, Pat, over here. We
don't cause any trouble. Don't talk. No drama. We're good.
Pat, before we close out tonight's episode, why don't you tell us about your DRT? I
knifed some guys, and one guy talked and gave me away. I'm just like, bro, I don't want to spread any trouble, but I'm like, your knife killed, man. You're gone. Like,
yeah, you're gone. Yeah.
If anybody walks up on me and knife kills me, bro, I'm like, yeah, 100%, bro. You deserve everything you just did.
Yeah, shake
I'm
his hand and walk away.
I'm not
Shake
I'm
his
not going
hand
to
and
give
walk away.
anything to give you away.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna meander for a little bit, pretend everything's
Yep.
cool, and then I'll just kind of sit down or do whatever.
Yeah,
And I'll just let it go, because the cojones on you to go and
Yep.
get amongst guys and do that and not dead man walk it is pretty intense. Like,
yeah,
The,
yeah.
the whole situation was crazy.
yeah, it was a good story, but I'm not going to tell tales out of school. This is the place for that. Around a campfire, 100% good to go.
Awesome.
Here, I'm not going to call out anything. I'm good. I'm good.
But you're not calling out nobody
No,
in
no,
particular
no.
or nothing.
No,
you
but
know
I
what
get,
mean?
I get where you're coming from. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
there
sucks
are
on his
people
part.
Yeah, there are people who would just make a deal of it. It's done. It's done. I love it. It's a good story. It's a fucking good story. Pardon my language. I'm sorry, but yeah, I see it. I see both sides of it. I'm cool. But someone shoots me, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna shut up. I'm not saying anything, because if you're playing a game, it's a game, and you shoot me out, you did good. That's good on you.
You earned it.
100%.
Like, you earned your hunt. Take
Yeah.
it. Enjoy it.
Exactly.
Get the next guy, and I'll sit and wait for my team. And the only words out of my mouth will be medic, 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 and that's it. If I don't want the player to know I'm dead, I won't say medic. And if I can be medic, then I'll say medic. And that's about the worst table talk you'll ever get out of me.
And you know what? That's good, because there are a lot of people who are like, oh, are we allowed to say medic or no medic? Well, down players can talk, so you say what you want. If you're calling out for medic, you're calling out for medic. That's fine. That's all you're saying.
Yeah.
But if you're calling out for medic at our game, you know what that means.
You're gonna get shot.
Yeah.
If you get shot, now you're dead.
You're dead. Yeah.
Right?
Fair
So
as
here's
fair.
my thing. So here's my thing.
Medic.
Yeah. Yeah. Real quiet. But here's
Or
my
you'll
thing,
hear
though.
my dick.
Where'd you get hit? But here's the thing, though. If you get shot and you're hit and you're out of the game, you shouldn't be allowed to call medic, because you're dead.
Exactly.
If you're
when you're dead,
you medic.
Yeah,
That's
you're
why
dead,
I like. That's why I like that rule that you have. That if you're just wounded, not a headshot, you should be able to say something.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
I did want to incorporate headshots. You know, that if you did get shot in the head, it was an instant kill, and we did do that at a game. But
isn't it always that way?
No.
Oh,
no.
I have always played it that way.
I've been playing like this since I started.
Me too, bro.
I get hit shot in the head because I'm dead.
I'm pretty sure that was like maybe 2 years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago, where I had done an event where I said, you know, headshots, because guys, you know, you always got the peekers, right? And that's all you can shoot. So if they get shot in the head, and it's an instant kill, but then it was pushing people to shoot more for the head.
So I got to follow up with this right here. People won't call headshots. Why not? Why won't people call headshots? Is it because they think it's dirty and I'm not going to give it to you? Can you leave a comment in the chat why you say people won't call headshots? I'm curious
the
on
helmets, maybe.
Well, that's another thing. Like helmets, ear protection. The more gear you wear, the harder it is to judge if you don't get hit in a soft spot, right? So
Yeah.
I've seen people take tons of BBs off the top of helmets and not call hits, and it's maybe they don't feel or hear it, right? Maybe if they're ear pro and that kind of stuff, right? So and if people don't call their headshots, I mean, they're just cheating.
100%. 100%. And I think, listen, if someone gets you on a headshot, like you said, people are peeking and stuff. So if you can get someone on a headshot, that's a small target compared to the rest of the body.
Yeah, 100%.
If you can dig somebody on a headshot, hats off to you, man. Like 2 thumbs up. Like, I want to go give you props, but I don't want to give your position away. So I'll just yell out, good shot, player.
Exactly.
Like, that's great, you know?
That's exactly what you do. Whenever somebody gets a good shot on you, let them know
100%.
they got you good, right? And yeah, there are some games where, you know, headshots are pushed, you know, the more hardcore stuff, you know, the private games, that kind of stuff. But not for big events and that kind of stuff. It's too hard to referee that, right? As much as most game hosts and, you know, players will tell you airsoft is not a spectator sport, I'm a host that spectates the sport. I love spectating the sport. So I'm always on the field looking to see, these great epic fights that people have and these great shots that people take. I try to capture those moments during the game because that's the part of it that I love about events is watching you play. As much as I love to play, I love watching others play. I will not watch hockey. I won't watch football. I don't care about the Blue Jays. I want to watch you whoop ass on field. That's what I want.
That's
I agree. I agree.
The prime time when you're dead and out, that's the time to sit and just enjoy it. Put your dead rag on and just watch your buddies do work.
That's why I love running games, man. I love running games because I like seeing that action. And I love letting you know that I saw that wicked shot and that wicked move. Good push. Push people in, make them happy. Like, we need people cheering them on.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you got to be on the sidelines, just like, go get them. And then they run in. All of a sudden, 4 people get out of the bush and start pushing. You're like, oh shit.
I've seen it happen many times. Some people might be, I've even done it myself where I've been intimidated. It's like, damn, like I'm here at the time it was paintball and you hear these balls bounce off the bunker in front of you and you're like, oh my God, I got to make a move. But when, and you hear people just yelling and cheering you, like, especially at PRZ on the sidelines out in the camping. And you're like, nah, these guys just built my balls to be big enough to go do what I got to do now. And then you just go and you look back and you're like, holy shit, I had 6 guys with me on that. I had no idea. Like, this is amazing. And then you just did a crazy push with people you never knew. Now you get to go out the field and be like, bro, thanks for backing me up. And you got a new friendship. You know what I mean? And then when you go to events next time, you see guys and you're like, yo, I want to ball with this guy because he's a crazy son of a bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what I like about it. I just love the sportsmanship like that. I think it's great. And I can't get enough of it. I really can't.
I've been at it hard for 6 years and there's no giving up yet. So yeah, I love it. I love it like it's my own child. This is my midlife love. This is my mistress.
So midlife crisis. And you're gonna introduce your wife to your mistress. So I'm
gonna introduce you to my mistress.
Look at that logo, ladies and gentlemen. We were talking about it.
Look at that ass.
Look at that ass. But ladies and gentlemen, we were talking backstage about this logo that he has. It's just phenomenal. Oh, what's her name?
She doesn't have one yet because she's too new. I've only had her for like 6 months, but she has a nice little.
Oh, hold on 1 sec, Lou.
Oh, don't the algorithm.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Pat's onto it.
Live guns on stream. They can ban us for that.
Oh, damn.
Because they can't detect if it's real or not. And they think somebody in the comments might say
off yourself or something. And then
of course.
That's why you got to follow us on YouTube.
Yeah, so we can share that.
Yeah, so we can share that.
Nice. Well, I guess I was lucky the armory wasn't finished today. Then the background may have been a lot different.
I think the background's okay if you're handling it. They go hog wild on you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we've dealt with it. We've dealt with everything, man. It's a lot.
Yeah, I bet. I have dealt with a lot of bans on Facebook for sure. Years ago, I had to stop doing stuff on Facebook because I was getting banned all the time.
Yeah, I bet. All right, guys. Well, that brings us well over the hour here, Lou. I know you have an early morning tomorrow. So, brother, I want to say thank you very much for coming and hanging out with us tonight and giving us
anytime, boys,
about your events and a little bit about yourself and your family and whatnot and the army that you have, that you've built over the past 6 years. Darren Smith, was an awesome guitar. Yeah, it's a great guitar. It's a bass guitar. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was playing air guitar.
With the mistress, right?
There you go.
Lou, before we close out and Pat takes us out, is there any final things you want to say? Any shout outs, anything, last reminders to anybody that's coming to your event?
Well, I want to shout out to FPS Airsoft Club. Shout out to, Ops Tactical Airsoft, forever being a sponsor, shout out to everybody in the community, all the field owners, all the hosts, you know, all the shops, like continue doing what you're doing. We love you. We support you, you know, through the haze. This is great. Like, it was great meeting you guys, and thank you for this opportunity.
Absolutely. Anytime, brother. Anytime. Pat?
Oh, again, you took most of the words out of my mouth, but thanks for everyone for tuning in. Thanks for liking and subscribing. We appreciate it. Thank you, game hosts, for making games so we can go to. It's one of the most important things is having games to go to. Appreciate these people. Thank them in the parking lot, because if there's no game hosts, you're going to have no games. And if there's no fields, you're going to have no place to play. It's the most important thing. Talk about it on Facebook. Talk about it in the community. Get the hype out there. Sell out your side. It's what they want, that they can do bigger and better things every year. It's super important. And my last closing question, simple answer, no story. What's your favorite energy drink?
Energy drink? Shit. White Monster right now, I guess.
We'll go 5 White Monsters for the win. Yes, yes.
That's hilarious. It's either that one or the salted caramel.
There we
I
go.
haven't tried that one. I'm sticking with the White Monsters.
Yeah, White Monster's the one I chug the most. Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, they're amazing. All right,
Yeah.
Pat, you want to take us out, brother? Lou, thanks again, brother. Just sit backstage.
Rock and roll.
Don't take off right away. We'll just take
No
2 more
worries.
minutes of your time backstage.
Dallas is 47 5